This is so delicate and pretty. Do you
Beautiful.
want to talk to us about this piece, Jacqueline?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think what makes it really delicate, it's the color. I love working with metals. I work with many different metals, but I love color. And I started with beadwork when I was a child. I just continued with beadwork and then went on with metal. My dad taught me a lot about metals and how they work, brass, silver, different things. And so I had a good knowledge in how metals work. He taught me how to solder and do all sorts of things.
Wow.
And then I went on to restore antique and vintage jewelry, costume jewelry for the trade for like 11 years. And so, but the thing is, the environment's really important to me. And I just decided that I wanted to make my jewelry with the least amount of chemicals, the least amount of energy possible. So I do almost everything by hand with hand tools, hand drilling, hand polishing. And a lot of my polishing compounds and things I make by myself, things from the kitchen and all sorts of, I just try and, it's like if all the power went out and I couldn't get to a store or anything, I can make jewelry in the daylight. I just have all my tools, my files, my saws and everything. But the stones are, I buy almost all my materials locally here in Canada. I use a lot of vintage stones material. I buy old broken jewelry and I cut out the stones and sorts of things. This piece, the color of the stone, it's Amazonite. This color Amazonite gets its name from the Amazon River. It's actually not all from the Amazon. We actually have this color stone in Canada some places.
Oh.
But the color is so soft and it makes me think of the water. So I started with this piece of silver. It was actually a vintage bead, just a round bead. It came from an old piece of jewelry. And then I just hammered it. I hammered it into a shape. I wanted it to look like a rock. So what I wanted is to create a river of Amazonite stones with a rock just in the center, as if, you know, because during this whole COVID being locked in, things like that, I just wanted to create jewelry that represented following your dreams, taking off, doing things. And so this necklace is really, like I named it Amazonite Silver River Rock Necklace. So it's like as if you were swimming along the river and you want to take a break and you climb up on the rock and just rest and go on. So after hammering it into shape, I polished it up. Then I used sterling silver wire and wire wrap the two 6mm stones on either side. And then I beaded the smaller stones, formula around, and then did wire wrapping in the end. And I made a long back chain. So it's about 16 inches long. And then if you want to wear it longer, you can, or you wear it short and then you have the nice back chain down the back. So if you have hair short, and then it'll look pretty, not just like an extension. The chains, the finer chains, either I'm using old vintage chains that I'm resurfacing and polishing, or a lot of the chains I buy, they're actually made in Italy and I buy them from a Canadian business locally. And so it's strong and it's just the color. People are really attracted to that stone.
It's very pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. Next piece, please. Really what you're known for, Jacqueline, is the upcycling of vintage jewelry, right?
Yeah. I try and reuse a lot of old stones and silver and this is fun. And trying using ethical, like in these earrings here, the turquoise, the regular shaped pieces are ethical. They come from a mine in the States called the Kingman Mine. And that's totally natural, which is really difficult to find turquoise. It's totally natural. And then the other turquoise stones, I don't know where they come from, but those ones were probably enhanced, I think. And then I combined that with little oval shaped freshwater culture pearls and coral. Now, all the vintage coral that I use is the antique, that's the original color, but now you're not allowed to touch the color. That has to be preserved. And so the newer coral, they have been dyed. So those ones are enhanced, but it's the colors make me think of the Mediterranean, like going on vacation, you know, being stuck in lockdown. I'm thinking, oh, I'd like to be on a beach somewhere and having fun. And, you know, the colors make me think of, actually Mediterranean jewelry has a lot of the turquoise and the coral together. And so and then I just use a heavy gauge sterling silver wire and make the shape of the frame for the earring.
Mm-hmm.
Wire wrap them on. So they're really long, and this is, I have them here. They're very long and colorful and fun.
Yeah, no, they're very pretty. They're also very calming, and
Yeah.
as the former piece, and it's the colors again, you know.
It's the colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how color stimulates emotion.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Joyful, yeah, calming, and that's the idea in the piece. Is just, you know, while you're wearing it's one thing, but when you're looking at it, it makes you feel happy.
Yeah, I like them. And another pair of earrings. Next piece, please.
Let me get this. Oh, sorry,
Ah,
I made notes. Yeah, this one I call Healing Joy Appetite Ruby Chandelier earrings. Again, the color, it's like these colors, it's just so vibrant, really, really vibrant, yet again calming. And I just find that these colors just make me feel really happy. The colors are vibrant, very relaxing. Again, I think it's the blue.
The blue, I think people just love blue. I found that when I was weaving. Yeah,
blue, and the red is like a pinky red, so it really works. It's a cool red, so it really works well with the blue.
yeah.
And again, heavy. Just
what is the blue?
Sorry,
what is the blue?
Appetite.
Stone?
Appetite.
Oh, that's the appetite. Okay.
And that's the natural color. A lot of apatite is more of an aqua green color.
Uh-huh.
That's a natural blue. And I love that.
And
color.
where would that come from?
I'm not sure where exactly.
Come
from. Yeah.
Because I haven't heard of apatite before.
No, it's a softer stone, and it's not often used in rings because it can get hit easily and crack, but it's really nice in earrings and different things. But apatite started to get very popular when people, people don't see things, but it's some are mined in Russia and they are more of a greener color. And then these stones, I'm not exactly where these are from, but there's apatite found in many different countries. And colors, that's bright, happy.
Next piece, please. Oh, wow.
Color.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. The color. This one's inspired by the sun. It really is. It's I had the stones, I was choosing them while I was sitting out in the sunshine. And the Chatoyasi, or the cat's eye effect in tiger's eye, they call it tiger's eye stone because of that cat's eye effect. When the light shines on it, it's like a line of light that goes through the stone. And it's usually a brown stone with bands of gold. And as you move it and the light, that glowing line goes through it, then it's really nice. I wanted to do it with the gold, so I used gold filled wire. And I have this beautiful piece of vintage gold filled chain, and that's what I used for the bracelet. And then I wired, there's about 77 stones in this that I wire wrapped onto the bracelet, and it just has lots of movement and it just jingles around. It has a lot of weight. I don't know if you can see here.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of movement in this piece. And it's just a really, so instead of blue, it's warmer colors.
Yes.
But again, really vibrant. Really, really
Oh,
vibrant.
yeah, I'm sure. I can just imagine you working on that in the sun.
Fun.
Yeah.
But I guess the metal gets really hot in the sun. So of course,
Well, that's
I was
true.
choosing
Yeah.
on the stones outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a fun, warm piece. Warm piece. It's called Sun Glow.
Sun
Tiger's
Below,
Eye.
Tiger's Eye Bracelet.
Yep.
Next piece, please.
Oh, this one's got quite a story. This one, I live right beside the Credit River, and there's a lot of people boating and paddling and canoeing, and it's beautiful. And my brother used to build canoes and lots of canoeing and rivers. And again, getting outside during this COVID lockdowns, you'd be able to get out to the park and go sit by the river. And I'm just thinking about paddling up a river. And I wrote this, I'll read this. It's called Vintage Jade River Paddle Pendant because it looks like a paddle. It's an I took the piece of silver from Vintage Jewellery and I hammered that into shape. And then I planished it, like textured it with a hammer. I'm going to read this. It says, it's a sterling silver pendant made with vintage BC Canadian jade. So that's the stones from old jewelry as well. And it's nephrite jade. And I upcycled the vintage sterling silver with a small amount of new silver. It's eco-friendlier because I've reused that. But it's all, the paddle represents a journey up a river to follow your dreams. And so the texture on the paddle reflects light, like sparkles of light on the water. And then I use new sterling silver wire to make 7 rings that go on the top of the paddle, just below the stone. And now the 7 rings represent ripples of water. And also the number 7 represents completion or perfection. And that's right before the stone. And jade has always been considered a precious gemstone, very special. So it's like you travel up the river and you reach your destination, which is the prize, is the treasure, and the jade. And that's the idea behind this one.
I love hearing the stories behind.
It's what I'm thinking. I'm always thinking, what do you say, different things on creating things, because it's very relaxing, hammering away at the metal. I'm not soldering anything. I'm just hammering it, filing it, shaping it. It's very relaxing. So my mind wanders onto lovely things. Yeah.
So when you start, though, you must have a bit of a story in mind.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Like with this,
sometimes
you not?
I just, being down by the river and watching people.
And well, you're quite close to the river.
Pardon?
You're quite close to the river.
Oh, yeah. Beside the river. And just when I'm working with this shape and I start having like, oh yeah, this looks like a paddle.
Okay.
And then the whole piece flows into place.
Yeah.
So lots of times I take a piece of silver and it's not till I start working with it that some kind of shape comes with it. It comes out of it and then it grows. And then other times I just visually, I put it together out walking. And when I'm out walking in the park, all the picture comes and then I'll come home and I'll make it. And other pieces is just where it comes from the working with the materials.
Yeah,
so it's a combination of both.
Right. But your mind's always kind of interpreting what you see in jewelry. Like, how can I interpret it back into a piece of jewelry?
Exactly. Like walking out in the fall and then you see the sumac and the red flowery fruit.
Yeah.
Thinking garnets.
Yes.
The green jade. And I'm thinking, I look at things and I'm always imagining what stone would represent that leaf or something like that. And so I've got all these things picked out in my head. And then I go home and I look for the stones and put them out together. And I have tables where I have just groups of stones and different ideas. And
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was weaving a lot, when I saw things that I was attracted to, I always in my mind would transfer that into a textile piece, you know,
Yeah.
the colors and so on. So yeah, it's interesting. Next piece, please.
Another blue.
Oh, that's
I
pretty.
love this blue. This is actually vintage crystal from I think 1950s, from an
Oh,
old beaded necklace. And then I took it apart and cleaned up. And then I paired it with Czechoslovakian fire polished glass. Now, Czechoslovakian glass, they've been making this glass for hundreds of years.
mhm.
And you find it in a lot of vintage jewelry. So the colors, they've been using the same colors for like 150 years. So if you're restoring an old piece, you can usually find a match in these, but the colors work perfectly with the vintage crystal. And I just wanted to create something really lively and jingly and sparkly. So,
Mhm.
and this is all wire wrapped and with a sterling silver wire with little beads and a lot of little jingly. Now, I love Indian jewelry. And you find a lot of, you see on the end of the earrings,
Mhm.
the clusters of the beads dangling from below. And that's a big inspiration for this piece as well. Just lots of light and movement, and it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah, beautiful color.
And the earrings are really long. You could wear just the necklace or just the earrings. And when
Right.
you wear the piece together, it really creates a beautiful effect.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's a great color. You must have a huge collection of antique jewelry, vintage jewelry.
Here you can see the colors.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
sparkly, lots of movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been collecting beads. I started going to garage sales when I was a little girl and collecting costume jewelry and sparkle and glitz. And I've been collecting beads and probably all my life. And I've
Right.
been keeping them. And I've always, we didn't have much money when we were kids. So I would collect all the little clasps and the bits and pieces.
Yes.
And use them. And I just kept on going with that. So I have
Wow.
huge collection of things to reuse. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have. A next piece, please. Oh, wow, that's delicate.
Yeah. This one is all about dancing. I don't know. I call this one Blue Lapis Lazuli Dance Necklace and Earring Set. There's earrings to go with this that are like the dangles, the round and the drop shaped stone. Now, what I started with this one was the centerpiece came from an old piece of jewelry. And
Okay.
the stone was all dull and marked up. So what I did was I resurfaced the stone and polished it up, and it's really lovely. And then what I did is there was some holes in the pendant, but then I drilled some more holes into it. And then I have these old, I don't know how old these drop shaped stones are. I got them from someone who had some old stones. And so I wire wrap them on again to create a fringe on the bottom. And then I used chain to make swags of chain. So there's lots of movement, there's jingles and swags. And the rounder stones, those are newer. Those have been enhanced, but the colors all work together. So again, it's delicate, but lots of color and lots of movement. That's the combination of the new silver and the old, all done by hand tools.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think it's so delicate looking because it's the design, it's the way you've spaced out everything that it could have been made into a very heavy looking piece, but it's the spacing out.
I just wanted a very delicate piece, yeah.
Next piece, please. Oh, what What, describe these pearls.
Okay, these are a pale peach color freshwater culture pearls. And there's round pearls and oval shaped pearls. And I've had these pearls probably for, I don't know, 20 years or so. I was keeping them. And you know, sometimes they're sitting there waiting for their time to become a necklace or something. And what I was seeing is my inspiration is, you know, when in the evening, like out in the summer and you're out maybe by the water, wherever you are, and the sun starts to set and there's the white clouds, little white clouds. Then just as the sun starts to set, they turn like a little bit of a peachy, delicate color. And then, so I'm thinking that color and then the gold, and I've used gold filled wire and chain with this, and that's the colors that work. That's what inspired me for this one.
Yeah.
And I've used vintage gold filled chain and gold filled wire, and I'll wire wrap this together to make a very delicate piece with lots of little jingles.
Yeah.
And gold filled is 1/20th gold. It's not gold plated. It's about what, like, it's got a thick coating of gold, usually permanently bonded onto brass. And so it lasts, like, it just stays gold, and it's less expensive than solid gold because that's really expensive to work with. But yeah, the colors again and the clouds, I just wanted to create something really delicate with the warmth in that one.
Oh, it's very delicate. Lovely for the summer and spring, you know, that's what I see it on.
And it's just all wire wrapped.
Yeah. Lovely. Next piece, please. Oh, similar colors, but totally different.
Yeah, this one is really Art Deco inspired. I'm trying to find the name that has the names of the piece. Yeah, this one again, Follow Your Dreams, Arrow necklace. So I was thrilled when I found these pearls, and they're actually freshwater culture pearls. So they've been cultured with this shape, and then the nacre builds on top of it while it's in the water, and it's just the arrows make me think of Following Your Dreams. So I wanted to combine this. The color is sort of a white, but a little bit off white, and the shine, there's a little bit of pinks and different colors in there. So I combined it with the Swarovski crystal. It's a clear with an Aurora Borealis coating, and that's all wire wrapped with sterling silver wire to the sterling silver chain, and that's and the back chain again hanging down, so it's adjustable. Now the thing is with Swarovski crystal is I can't even write Swarovski crystal on my website anymore, and even in this description, because legally Swarovski crystal doesn't let you use their name. So now we just have to say crystal made in Austria.
Oh, okay.
So it's sparkly and fun and very Art Deco inspired by the shape.
It is still delicate, but it's more dramatic, I guess, just because of the shape.
Yeah. The shape really does it.
Yeah. Next piece, please.
I think we are.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah.
Oh, we're back to the beginning. And Jacqueline, tell us where people can find your jewelry.
I sell on my website, anythingspossiblejewellery.ca, and also on my Etsy shop, Water Rhythm Gems. And so I mainly sell online doing shows, but of course I haven't been anywhere in 2 years.
Yeah. What's the name of your Etsy shop again?
Water Rhythm Gems.
Okay.
And I have a link for that on my website.
Okay.
So,
good.
A lot of people love to shop on Etsy or on the website. So any way they'd like to. So, and I try and put them on, you know, there's some on the website, some on the Etsy shop, and then, you know, so you can look at both.
Right. Sure. Well, at least you've got the Etsy shop while you're, you know, staying safe at home.
Oh, yeah. And when we had total lockdown and you couldn't go anywhere, Canada Post would pick up the packages right from your door. They were amazing.
Nice.
So you could have everything ready and put it outside your door, and they'd pick it up and everything. Like, they were really, really great. And
That's good.
businesses were able to continue. So kept
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, thank goodness, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank
It
you
is
so
so-
much. Thank you both so much for sharing